Hey, ain't y'all big supporters of the First Amendment and freedom of speech? Those things there, you fake ass patriots? Trump supporters, Krasnov supporters, the Russian asset. I know y'all are because I remember y'all out there a while back being real upset saying that them Democrats are coming and taking away our freedom of speech and we don't like that. And I remember it had something to do with the Biden administration going to Mark Zuckerberg and the face spaces there, Twitters when it was still Twitter, and told him you got to get all this bullcrap off of your social media sites that's spreading lies and misinformation about a pandemic. It's dangerous, Russian propaganda, stuff like that. And y'all got upset about it. It's like, hey, we should be able to lie to each other and tell each other that the whole world's full of boogeymen that are after to get us, they're out to get us. And if we want to, and we want to be able to lie to each other, give ourselves to psychosis and stuff like that, and make the whole world a more dangerous place, because if we want to do that, then we should be allowed to do that. And they're violating on our First Amendment. I remember y'all being real upset about that. But so how do you feel then about somebody actually getting their freedom of speech violated? Or how about their Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizures violated? See, because there was a French scientist that came over here, was going to a science conference, because that's what they do, and somehow he wound up being searched, and they searched his phone, and guess what they found out? The dude didn't like Donald F. and Trump. He didn't like Krasnov. He had bad things to say about Krasnov on his own phone. Well, they didn't like that, so they put him on a plane and sent him back to France, deported him. Okay, so they violated his Fourth Amendment and his First Amendment. So I'm sure you're upset about that, right? We shouldn't be violating on people's amendments, right? Because, y'all was upset about it before whenever it really didn't happen, but now that it really does happen, how do you feel about it? And this dude was just a scientist. That's all he was. He's coming here doing science things. Now, look, I know that Krasnov don't understand science or medicine or how any of that stuff works. He's barely got a grasp of it. He does understand stuff like, that hurricanes are wet from the standpoint of water. He's got that part of it. Science is a whole lot deeper than that, though, and he seems to be obsessed with water. I don't know what it is, whether it's getting electrocuted in a boat or swimming with a shark, and he chose electrocution. Hey, I'm pretty sure that that DC current won't electrocute you if you're in the water with it. So he should have swam with the shark. But see, he's just confused about it all. He don't know how any of this stuff. It's more water. He says that magnets don't work when they get wet. Now, that right there is a load of nonsense, and y'all know it is. And we can prove this, okay, easily. Watch this. Look at here. That right there, that's a magnet. That's a big magnet. This right here, needle nose pliers. Bam! Check that out right there. It's stuck right to it. Ain't that amazing? Boom. Boom. Sticking to it. Hey, now watch this. This is cool. Watch. You see this? Water. Magnet. Look at that. Soaking wet. Soaking wet. Look, it's dripping. It's dripping. And the magnet's still... Ooh, I think it stuck better. I think they stuck better just now. Bam. Look at that. Myth busted. See? So Donald F. and Trump don't know how science works. Now, he's still... windmills, the sound of windmills give you cancer. That's what he says. Science says differently. See, sound is just a wave, okay? It's just a wave is all it is. In fact, we're being bombarded by sound waves constantly, right? Radio signals and things like that, television signals and satellites and cell phones and all that. It's just at a frequency that we can't hear. Our human ears can't pick up on that frequency. Now, if we could, it would drive us all insane because it's so loud. It would be so loud it would be unbearable. There's that much sound waves being pumped all over the world all the time, okay? Sound does not cause cancer. Now, there's another one that's confused him too about windmills killing the whales, y'all. Windmills are killing the whales. Now, I don't know about you, but the way that I understand windmills working is they run off the wind is what they do. And so even those offshore wind farms out there, those propellers that are up there turning and turning, you know what they're doing? They're turning in the air, the wind. Now, they're not in the water. They're in the air. The whales can't even get to the propellers up there. So they're not killing the whales. Now, they do make wind turbines, or they make turbines that does use water to generate power. They do those with, dams and, different things like that they use the water pressure, the flow of the water to turn a turbine. That's what they do. So he's confused on that. No, they're not killing the whales. So he said he don't get science at all. So he probably didn't want the science dude here. Another thing he don't like is that he don't know how medicine works and stuff. Well, put the UV light in the body. Put the UV light in the body. It won't do anything, y'all. You could shove a black light tube right up your rectum. Anytime you want to, you can do it. You can turn that sucker on. It won't do nothing but just make your turds glow. That's what it's going to do. It's going to be in there making your turds glow. You can't even see them. You won't even be able to enjoy it, So it ain't going to do anything other than that and just make your turds glow. And your turds can't even see each other in there because they ain't got eyes, Turds don't have eyes. So it wouldn't do anything. There's no benefit to it whatsoever. So that don't work either. Steering hurricanes with Sharpies, can't do it. Can't do it. I tried the last hurricane season. I Sharpied it up. It didn't change the trajectory. The weather forecasters were right the entire time, y'all. My Sharpie did nothing. So anyway, he don't understand how none of this works. So I can see why he want to deport the scientists, because he don't believe in science or medicine, and neither do y'all. Neither do y'all. So anyway, he did that. But hey, while he was doing that, guess what he also did? He made himself a war criminal. Yeah, he dang sure did do that too. See, because the United States was keeping a database of children that had been stolen. Yeah, I know y'all are concerned about the children, always have been. That QAnon stuff, got to save the kids from the evil cabals. Remember that? Well, the United States was keeping a database of missing, kidnapped children from Ukraine by Russia. Tens of thousands of children that, Daddy Vladdy would force them to go to Russia, force them to speak Russian, raise them up as Russian children, give them to Russian families. Stealing children. War crimes. Well, Donald F. and Trump, Krasnov, decided they're going to go ahead and delete that database, all right? So there you go. Aiding and abetting in some war criminals. War crimes. All right? So if you don't think he ain't working for Daddy Vladdy, you got another thing coming, okay? He absolutely is, and he's a big effing idiot, okay? See, like hurricanes being wet by the standpoint of water, Donald Trump is stupid from the standpoint of stupidity, okay? And that's what you voted for. Inmate Trump.